Okay, so this one we have quite a few things going on here. We're going to be substituting in for the variables. We've got order of operations, and we're going to be using rational numbers. So first thing I want to do is substitute in for each of those variables. So x, I've got, oops, there we go. Okay, so we've got -9 plus -2/5 minus 3 times the quantity of 2 times 1/2 plus -8 minus 2 times 3/4. So here we go. We of course want to follow the order of operations. First thing being parentheses. And I've got a few parentheses. I'm going to start on the left-hand side. -9 plus -2/5. The signs are the same. Find the sum. Well, that makes it easy enough. I've got 9 and 2/5. They're both negative, so that's going to be -9 and 2/5. Minus 3 times the quantity of 2 times 1/2 plus -8 minus 2 times 3/4. Okay, so the next thing we have, continuing along with my parentheses, the first thing I come across here, I've got multiplication and addition. The first thing I want to do is the multiplication. So I'm going to bring down everything that I'm not doing. 2 times 1/2. Again, when I multiply times 1/2, it's the same as dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2, of course, is 1 plus -8 minus 2 times 3/4. And in parentheses, -9 and 2/5 minus 3, 1 plus -8. The signs are different. Find the difference. So here we go. That's 8 minus 1, which is 7. The larger absolute value is 8, so that's -7 minus 2 times 3/4. So now I'm done with all the parentheses. I've got exponents, but there are none. So I've got multiplication and division in order from left to right. So I'm not going to do anything until I get to here. 3 times -7. Well, positive times a negative is negative, and 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 2 times 3/4. Now, I got to be careful here because that's a -21. I have to bring down that minus. Okay, so got -9 and 2/5 minus -21 minus 2 times 3/4. I've still got some multiplication that I need to finish off here, right here. 2 times 3/4. Okay, so I've got 2 over 1 times 3 over 4. Keep the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. But first I want to cross cancel. 2 goes into both. That becomes 1. This becomes 2. That leaves me with 3/2. So I've got -9 and 2/5 minus -21 minus 3/2. Simply going to leave that in its improper fraction form because I may be doing something else with it after. So next I'm going to do addition and subtraction in order from left to right. I'm not going to do anything with this right now. So I've got a subtraction problem, so I get to stay, change, change, cha-cha-cha, And now I'm going to be subtracting, oh, I can't forget this, minus 3/2. Okay, so the signs are different. Find the difference. So I am first, and definitely I'm going to have to use my chart for this one. Let's get that arrow out of the way. I made it a little bit too large. Get it back in here. So I know I love eating apples and avocados. Improper fractions. I definitely want to make these into improper fractions this time because that's already a whole number. So I've got 9 times 5 is 45 plus 2 more, so I've got negative 47. Whoa, negative 47 over 5 plus 21 over 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the LCM of 5 and 1, which of course is 5. And now I know I've got the denominators for both are 5. This one stays exactly the same. It's negative 47. How do I get from 1 to 5? Well, that would be times 5. 21 times 5. Well, 20 times 5 is 100. 1 times 5 is 5, so that's 105. I add or subtract as usual. Now I've got negative 47 plus 105. Signs are different. Find the difference. So 105 minus 47 is 58. Their larger absolute values, 105, so that would remain positive. So now I've got 58 as my numerator and 5 as my denominator. Now that brings me right over here. I've got the answer here is 58 over 5 minus 3 over 2. It's a simple subtraction problem, so I am actually going to bring this onto my next page. 58 over 5 minus 3 over 2. So if I set up my chart, is, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I move this over, and I'm actually going to just set up my chart right next to it, because that's the only other thing that I have left to do. So I love eating apples and avocados. So L, that's my LCM of 5 and 2, of course, is 10. So I've got some number over 10 minus another number over 10. I have to ask myself, how do I get from 5 to 10? And of course, it's times 2. So 58 times 2, 50 times 2 is 100. 8 times 2 is 16, so that's 116. How do I get from 2 to 10? That's times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. I come up here, I simply do my regular addition or subtraction, so I've got 116 minus 15. Well, that's an easy one. It gives me 101. So now I've got my numerator and my denominator. So I've got 101 over 10. I definitely need to look at that answer and ask if it needs to be reduced, and it definitely does. So 10 goes into 101 10 times, and that is 10 times with 1 left over. So 10 and 1/10 is the answer.